At this point, Bandai, please stop teasing us and give us a high-grade Cosmic Era Strike Noir Gundam already. What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the P-Bandai high-grade Tall Strike Gundam Glitter from Gundam Build Fighters Amazing Ready. But before I begin, a huge shout out to Hobby Clubhouse for lending me this kit for a review, because if it weren't for him, this video won't have been possible. So a huge shout out and thank you to Hobby Clubhouse. Check his channel out in the description below. He makes quality reviews for inside and outside of Gundam, and tell him I sent you by the time you're there. With that out of the way, let's get into the review. So what is going for at least $100 US? You get this when the kit is unarmed, and this is what we desperately need more of in the build series. A kit that emits the aura of the original kit while having some modified elements that add to the design as well. The ankles of the Tall Strike remind me of the Denial Gundam series, while the extra color on the head, chest and front skirts do add to the design while feeling uncannily like the original Strike design. Color separation on this kit is on point too, with stickers over here only for, first of all, number 5 on the eyes, but of course I'm playing by Hobby's rules, so I had to use my own and take them off after the review. 6 and 7 going for the indents on the front skirts, number 8 going for the thrusters on the back skirts, number 9, which is the yellow ones, going for the ankle armor, number 10 going for the head camera, but since it is obscured by the jewel on the head, it's basically pointless. Number 11 and number 12 are going for the sensors on the shoulders, so you get the ones for the front and the back. Number 13 is not for the body, and number 14 is for the sensors on the knees. So overall, not a lot of stickers, and color separation is well done on this kit. But the blue plastic does mean that some horrible nut marks are going to be left over if you do not clean this kit up appropriately. Case in point being the ankles over here, and more are going to be on the glitter rev units later on. So clean those up if you want this thing to look impeccable, but overall color separation on point, no over reliance on stickers, and just an overall good looker in your collection of strikes. Let's take a look at the articulation before it gets horribly limited, shall we? So it's basically the strike articulation with the double polycap ball joint head, so rotation is possible, funky chicken is possible, and going up this far, going down that far, side to side pretty well. And the arms are on a swing out polycap, so you get pretty good outwards movement. You can obviously rotate the arms over here. The arms, they can go out nearly perpendicular to the body, and the ports over here for the glitter rev units are going to move. The arms can rotate above the elbow, bend at the elbow at 2 joints, and the wrists are on ball joints that are really flexible in there, and they stay in there pretty well, so that's good. There is basically nothing in the torso, so don't expect any crunches, but rotation, a full rotation is definitely possible. Front skirts can be separated without any ill effects. Side skirts are on those universal polycaps, and the back skirts, as usual for strikes, don't move. The legs are on the funky dance mechanic, which is relatively easier to move when compared to the M91, and the legs can go forwards that far, backwards not at all, outwards not too much unless you cheat and rotate the skirt out, then you may get a little bit more. Rotation at the hip, and a double jointed knee, which is pretty nice. The ankle armor is jointed towards the side, so it can bob about like that. The feet can go forwards that far, backwards, well, there you have it. An ankle rocker that is not that good, rotation which is better than I expected honestly, and no toe movement. So overall, the articulation on the Tall Strike is impeccable, even on the new pieces. So you can pull off almost any pose that you want, apart from when the leg needs to go out. Accessory wise, let's talk about the pack first. So this is the tall pack. So it's literally just like the Ale pack, but painted blue, and the red slabs that you saw on the sticker sheet are for the red on the large wings over here. Moving parts also include the thrusters over here, they're on ball joints, the beam sabers are on ball joints, and the wings over here can collapse in order to store this thing properly. But since this is plastic on plastic, keep in mind that these things do wear out, so fortification is needed down the line. And just like any other striker pack, you just plug it onto the hard point on the back, and here you go. It's very ordinary looking because it is literally the Ale pack but repainted. And on the tall pack, you do have the beam sabers over here, which can come off just as easily, stuck into the hand, and you do get a pair of SB13 beams, so you can use the beam sabers just like so. Moving on, we have the short pistols over here that do look pretty nice. The design is basically the stock section of the Strike's beam rifle, and number 13 on the sticker sheets, which are these two blue ones, go for the scopes of the pistols. So what you basically do is just equip them into the hand sandwich style as per usual. And here you have the pistols equipped, and also they can generate beams under the barrel for a bayonet with the SB13 beams included in the kit, so that is pretty nice. Last but not least, we do have the glitter revs over here, which I don't know if it's a precursor to the tri-birds of the Tri-Age Gundam or Magnum, but they do look awfully similar. Moving pieces include the fin over here, which I don't know why it moves unless it moves upside down to slash people, and you do get a plentiful amount of thruster detail inside of the vents over here, so you do have that much on the front and not as much on the back. And because it has a 3mm hole and in the lore it is actually remote controlled, you can take any action base and just plug them on. But since this is a polystyrene socket, it doesn't really stay on too well, but you can send them out nonetheless. And to equip them, you basically put it onto the shoulders, and this basically means the Strike is trying so hard to become the Tri-Age Gundam. And of course the glitter reps over here, they can move with a hinge that is inside of the units, and they can rotate apart from the shoulder joint that is already there. So that is going to be all of the accessories of the Tall Strike Gundam Glitter. For comparisons, of course, I have to bring in the M91 for a comparison, and the Tall Strike is supposedly shorter than the M91 according to the official specs in the instruction manual, and clearly this is an outright lie. And since I don't have the original Ale Strike, let's bring in the Build Strike Gundam full package. And then finally, let's just bring in the original Gundam, right here. It looks a hair shorter than the original Gundam, which it should, because the instruction manual says that it is 17 point something meters. In terms of leftover parts from the Strike, you get the original helmet, chest piece, shoulder armor, knee armor, ankles, and front skirts, and the parts of the shield for the original Ale Strike, and the shoulder thrusters of the Build Strike. And there is also supposed to be a full leftover V-fin, but I took it in an attempt to make a Core Gundam compatible V-fin and completely ruined the damn thing in the process. So as a whole, you don't get enough to rebuild the original Strike just because you don't have the extra pieces for the shoulder armor and the top of the shield and the original rifle. So that's gonna wrap it up for my look on the Tall Strike Gundam Glitter. And apart from the very exceptional engineering, because it's the Strike engineering, I do also have 4 major points I would like to talk about. First of all, the color separation and main body mods are sublime. Like, the only stickers that are used on the main body, apart from the yellow on the ankles, are for the eyes and the myriad of sensors scattered all over the body. So those are a given when it comes to high grade, so color separation is sublime. The main body mods do add more to the design while making it feel like the original Strike, so that is a plus in and of itself. Second of all, the pack is a little bit too dull for me, because it's literally just the Ale pack but blue. Toru has a track record of kit bashing, and one of the cooler kit bashes is that he added twin satellite cannons to the Ale pack. If that doesn't fit the nimble theme of the Tall Strike Gundam Glitter, he may as well have taken a reference to the Weaver pack of the Astray Blue Frame Type D and taken out the beam sabers for something else, but it's still the same old Ale pack that we have seen in the original Ale Strike and the Strike Rouge, so the pack is a little bit dull in my taste for a build kit. Third of all, the cool accessories. Sure, the beam sabers may be generic for some, and the glitter rev units may not work for everybody, but come on, twin pistols. Those are some like the coolest weapons to equip onto anything at all, let alone a Gundam. That is one of the major reasons why I would love to own one of these for myself. Which brings me to the fourth point. The worst thing about this kit is that it is an extinct P-Bandai. It, just like the M91, it only received 2 runs on the P-Bandai webshop and never again after that. So going after one of these things is going to cost an arm and a leg. And if you're going to go for that, even though I'm going to give this thing, just like the M91, a 7.5 out of 10, which is absolutely recommended to anybody out there, I will not recommend you go for it if the price is worth an arm and a leg, be it literally or figuratively. So that's gonna wrap it up for me. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and also subscribe for more Gunpla reviews, Gunpla news, and all that kind of stuff. Big shout out to Hobby Clubhouse for lending me this kit. Turn on notifications for future content alerts if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.